Coming up today on Great Day, Connecticut, a pillar of the West Hartford community is under new ownership. The Crown Market is joining us in the Great Day Kitchen with some delicious eats and to tell us all about the upgrades they're making.
And you either love it or hate it. But did you know there's a right way to eat candy corn? We'll try it out and show you what kinds of sweets trick-or-treaters love the best.
Plus, hair-raising scares and howling belly laughs. We are getting a sneak peek of an immersive theatrical event that makes its debut in Manchester tonight.
We're making your day a great one, starting right now. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Great Day, Connecticut. Happy Thursday. I'm Kara Sundlin.
And I'm Caitlin Francis.
So it is a beautiful day for now. We're going to be watching everything coming up, but we have you. I want to show the craft here. The craft.
Yeah, we finished it. So as promised, we were showing you guys the DIY Halloween craft yesterday. Oh, you see my Halloween candy? Sorry.
Yes, we're already, just so you know, we're not only going to show you that there's a right way to eat candy corn, we're going to tell you the candies that the kids are going to love the most, but in the meantime, this is what we have created yesterday.
This is the finished product. So yeah, and it did not take very long. I basically, I kind of had to start over. We had a little mishap yesterday morning.
Oh.
Yep. Yes. It's nobody's fault. Everything's fine. But so I started over, and this is it. It basically took a half hour.
Yeah, it's really cool. You know, I didn't know it was going to get that voluminous. Now I understand it's really bubbling. Yeah,
it's a bubbling witch's cauldron.
And we use the iridescent. I'm just going to say, I think it also would look cool if it was green.
Okay.
Like green bulbs too.
Okay.
Like the
but I think that's the best part about these kinds of crafts is you can use your imagination and switch it out, do whatever you like.
I like the iridescent, but I was thinking if you want to make it like spooky, then you'd make it like the green from Wicked.
Okay. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I would, however, recommend we have the glass bulbs. They're beautiful. They work fine for our situation and our setting here in the studio. If you're going to do this at home, I would recommend the plastic ones.
If you didn't see yesterday's show, just go to WFSB.com, click on Great Day, the video. It's very, very easy to do.
Right?
Yeah, so crafting with Kate, thank you. All right, so it is time to acknowledge our teachers. Can you think of a teacher that changed your life?
My mom.
Your mom, is she a teacher?
She was a teacher for 42 years, and she works as a para part-time now. So,
oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
But, you know, we don't realize how powerful they are often until you're older. I mean, I look at my kids, and I'm thinking, you're going to remember so-and-so or this. And even the teachers that set some high expectations or were difficult for you, they are often your best teachers. But I remember Miss Monty, because I was really having trouble with multiplication. So that was the time, 3rd grade, we learned multiplication. So, but I also remember she was very kind, and Cabbage Patch Kids were a thing, and so she set up a Cabbage Patch Kid nursery, and we all got to bring them and put them in the playpen while we learned our math tables.
I love that. It's those kinds of stories, though. It's teachers who really take, and I have to say, I grew up in a household with a teacher. I have other relatives who are teachers, and because I grew up around educators, they had friends who were also educators. I literally grew up with educators. So
lucky you, right?
Yeah, but you know,
always homework help.
Yeah, but I have to say that there are so many people who go into education because they care so deeply about children and making sure that they grow into being successful adults, thriving in society, and so it's hugely important. I know that there's a teacher shortage right now, and it's just one of those professions that it goes not unnoticed, because we say thank you all the time, but
thank you on this World Teacher Day. And moving on, we'll let you know the Taylor Swift effect is everywhere, and maybe you're already getting I haven't tried. I do want to go to this, but I haven't tried to get tickets yet. Maybe they're already sold out. But in movie theaters, the film Taylor Swift: The Eras Tour isn't even out yet, but Cinemark is already saying that it has set pre-sale records. Demand 10 times higher for any film that they've seen. So I already know there's lots of fun nights popping up too, little local businesses suggesting Taylor Swift night, you know, where you go and do something fun before the movie, wear your pink. It's much like how we saw with Barbie, so it's having a ripple effect on the economy too.
Well, you know, it's because so many people couldn't get tickets to the tour itself.
Yes,
so now they're making this kind of their night out experience. Do you know who got tickets to the movie already?
Who?
Mike Slifer.
Oh, I'm going to have to talk to Mike Slifer coming up at 4. I'll have to, during the commercial break, ask the WF to get them. So this story I was seeing yesterday, it's incredible. It's a 104-year-old woman from Chicago. And what did she want to do for her birthday? She decided to jump out of a plane.
Yep. Yeah, she said she thought it would be an interesting thing to do.
I mean, when you're 104, you're like, why? What else have I? She's lived through 2 pandemics, the Great Depression, a couple of wars.
I'd like to have a conversation with Dorothy because I would not think that this would be an interesting thing to do. But look at her face. Her smile is bigger than the sun.
Oh, look at it. Yeah. I actually have always wanted to do this, but as the daughter of a World War II bomber pilot, my father kind of took the idea out of my head because he got upset when I said I wanted to do this. He said, you never jump out of a perfectly good airplane.
Pilots have the tendency to say that. It's always consistent. Why would you jump out of a perfectly good plane?
Yes, that's because I said, well, you jumped out. He said, but mine was crashing. All right, so the Powerball jackpot is now $1.4 billion.
Maybe you would go skydiving with some of your winnings. Okay, no one matched all numbers in last night's drawing. The largest Powerball jackpot this year so far. So it did produce a high number of tickets matching the 5 white balls, not the Powerball, though. 10 tickets each worth at least $1 million.
Right, that's nice. So the next drawing is Saturday, so you have a little time to buy some tickets.
So we're telling you there's still a chance.
Yes. And maybe you're going to spend your winnings on Christmas shopping. Good news for online shoppers with the economy the way it is. They're predicting record-setting discounts.
Okay.
I have to say I already participated in a little early Prime Day. I already got my brother a Christmas present.
But that's smart. You know, we actually were talking about this earlier this morning on WFSB Eyewitness News this morning because people are already they've started their holiday shopping early, like over the summer.
Yes, and people are saying they're going to be more budget conscious this year, which is good because the interest rates are so high. I'm hoping that we all use the restraint because putting things on a credit card with the interest rates the way they are is just crazy right now. If you're not going to pay it off because the interest rates, I think, are into the 20s now on most credit cards. So
yeah, but you could see up to 35% off on toys, electronics, and apparel, and it's. The study says that consumers will likely spend $221 billion online between November 1st and the end of the year. So
you can also do things that don't cost any money. I got to say, one of the most precious gifts I've ever gotten was someone painted something for me. They just
isn't that nice?
Yeah. Dennis actually said he was reading an article in Men's Health that said you should paint something, and he's not a painter, and we have a painting that is framed and nice, and so you could also do something from the heart if you don't want to spend a ton of money. I think we have to not get you could craft something.
Well, exactly. Well, you know, I think you might appreciate this, but we talk about like a love language, right?
Yeah.
So people do enjoy getting gifts. Who doesn't like getting something? But I'm a quality time kind of person.
Yes. No, my love language. Do you all know your love language? If not, you need to Google. You can find this out. My love language is absolutely quality time and physical touch. That's what it says.
Yeah.
And that's not what you think, people. It just means you need hugs. Okay. But some people, like my son, I really believe his love language is gifts. And some people want gifts.
Yeah, exactly. Well, if you get a gift that you don't necessarily like, or if you're ordering something during one of these deals that are taking place, and maybe it doesn't fit, maybe you don't like it, and you have to return it, that's the worst,
right? It's the worst. And I have wasted way too much money on this. And now Uber is providing a solution for all of you who promised you were going to return it if it didn't fit or you didn't like it, and it's still sitting there.
That's me.
They now have, they've added for a $5 flat fee, Uber will take your packages back. Now, here's the thing.
Uber,
I probably should do this, but I'll be like, oh, no, I'm not going to pay $5. I'll go do it myself, and then I won't do it.
No, I don't.
So actually, we probably should do this because pay the $5, you'll actually get the money back for all the things you purchased before the deadline.
I am going to be taking this and using it because I am that person who has a pile of things that needs to be returned.
I did a story on money clutter, and they said you should go into Amazon and do your Amazon report. It'll all come up, everything you've bought.
Yes.
And you can then go, oh my goodness, I better return some of this stuff. Yeah. So Americans also won't have to wait as long for their passports anymore. If you're one of those people that you've booked a trip sometimes and then you look, you're like, oh my goodness, it's going to expire before I leave.
Yeah.
The processing time has been reduced to about 2 weeks on average. I know here we've got the consulate in Boston, where I know lots of stories where people have had an emergency run to Boston for a passport, but maybe this will help.
Well, you know, it's been taking almost a year, I think, for a lot of folks to get their passports either renewed or if you need a new one, because the backlog from the pandemic was just so long. So now they're saying it's going to take just about 8 to 11 weeks. That's a significant improvement. So hopefully they've gotten
But
through
I think the one
where
you pay extra, then they're saying is fast as 2 weeks.
Yeah. So that's good. That's some good news. So if you need to get your passport renewed, chop chop.